more time to interview with one of our very amazing players, and we will have some time to connect with him. Okay, hello, just say hi to our audience.
안녕하세요. 시청자분들께 인사를 부탁드립니다.
เขาบอกว่าให้สวัสดีทางกล้องครับผม
สวัสดีครับผมเฮอร์เมนนะครับจากทีมเบคอนครับ
안녕하세요. 저는 헤르메스고 베이컨 팀에 있습니다.
Hello everyone, I'm Bacon Time Summer.
Very nice to meet you, and we've seen you're playing 大乔 for this role. So what's your main strategy when you're trying to pull off 大乔 system?
สวัสดีครับผ
이번
มเฮอร์เมนนะครับ
게임에서
จากทีมเบคอน
대결을 사용했었죠.
안녕하세요. 저는
그래서
헤르메스고 베이컨 팀에
전략이
있습니다.
무엇인지 Hello everyone, I'm Bacon Time Summer.
Very nice to meet you, and we've seen you're playing 大乔 for this role. So what's your main strategy when you're trying to pull off 大乔 system?
สวัสดีครับผ
이번
มเฮอร์เมนนะครับ
게임에서
จากทีมเบคอน
대결을 사용했었죠.
안녕하세요. 저는
그래서
헤르메
mute this and then okay
ครับสามารถดูแลตัวเองได้ครับแล้วก็มีดาเมจเยอะครับ
one-sided victory
พูดใหม่ได้ไหมครับ
just
เพราะว่า
landslide
มันเข้ากับตัวซับ
so let's see
Oh my.
We see 4 heroes banned already and 4 heroes banned in both sides. We don't get to actually name all the heroes because not all the heroes are already yet released in the Brazil server, and we see already that mage is actually really very hit in Honor of Kings as well. So this is that hero we heard the name of last day, like Shimasa or something like that. So I don't really remember the name, and maybe in the game we will see it. This is the same hero that uses a mark, places a mark and uses skill 1 to continuously deal damage and reshares the mark, and her ultimate, it's a he here. Her ultimate is a burst, from a long range burst, and it can stack up to 2 times. So then there's Menki and Dan also picked from Box Gaming, and Team Flying Bear has picked Mai Shiranui, Lugu, Musashi, and another hero that we do not know the name of yet. And the Marco from Team Flying Bear is yet to pick heroes. Hui Wang and Didi from Box Gaming will pick. So let's see.
Shiranui being picked out. I love this kind of pick. Shows off your confidence, shows off your proficiency on single character. So my Shiranui is actually one of my favorite hero in the entire HOK. So there's a lot of heroes. We have 97 heroes in total, and this is one of my favorites.
Exactly. At the beginning of our stream, we talked a little bit about Mai Shiranui, right? And the ability that she has just as one of those, not only a mid laner, but an assassin mid laner. Right?
Yes.
It allows you just in those 1v1s, waiting in the bush, and immediately just showing up in the face of your enemy.
You know, the things for Mai Shiranui is so obvious. The disadvantages and the advantages are all very obvious.
Yes.
So one thing about Mai Shiranui is that you can hide in a bush, find a correct moment, and a burst damage is gonna be coming out of Mai Shiranui as assassin, kills a back laner within seconds. But one thing about this character is that you clean the wave so slowly.
Exactly.
Especially when you're doing matchup with Shen Mengxi. This is one moment and advantages for the side of Box Gaming, trying to treasure the wave priority.
Just talking on that point that you just mentioned, if Shen Mengxi has the priority in mid lane, then his decision most of the times is going to be just to go and support Xiao Hotun to really have a priority over Dan Lupu, right? That would allow them just to really try to slow down Lupu's
Let's do my part of the discussion, and then we'll continue with their casting. Here they have Dacia and Frost banned. I don't know the name of this hero because this hero I don't think is released in Brazil server yet, and this hero as well. Maybe we'll get to know them soon. So Box Gaming has Lian Po, Marco Polo, Shimanshi, Menki and Dunn in their picking, and then TAP Team Flying Bear has this hero. I don't know the name. We'll get to know it soon, I guess. And then Ledison as marksman. There's Mai Shiranui as mage, Musashi, and Lubu. Okay, So
Optimization.
Just look, different gaming styles are being put to the other
Well, support Doma in and
with Qualifier and very E-star style composition with all the assets in Maishinui, Miyamoto Musashi, and Ladies when it goes into the bottom. So I think if they could keep them of the composition from the side of Team Flying Bear, it reminds me of a KPL team,
Yes.
Wuhan E-star Pro.
Wuhan E-star Pro, right?
So this composition is basically very E-star style composition with all the assets in Maishinui, Miyamoto Musashi, and Ladies when it goes into the bottom. So I think if they can get fully farmed up, this match will be very interesting to watch.
Remember, the first wording there was if. If they're able to survive, they're going to be a juggernaut at the end of the game.
Apparently.
If they're able to survive. So it comes to everything, to Box Gaming, to try to use their strength at the beginning of the game to push them down.
Yeah.
Now, we put our eyes back to the valley as we're going to start with our game number 2 from today between Box Gaming and Team Flying Bear.
Enemy minions will arrive in 5
And
seconds.
let's just together see who will be the winner for this particular match. So it's quite a risky choice, I would say. Risky is the right word for Team Flying Bear because they basically have no tank standing in the front line. They have to rely on their cooperation, their combo chains, their CCs to, perform perfectly during.
okay, let me pause this. I think this is like Kha'Zix from Arena of Valor, this support hero. The Team Flying Bear that has picked that we couldn't name it yet. I couldn't name it. So let's see how they perform. I think Box Gaming is going to. I didn't see the whole match, so it's same for me as for you viewers. I don't know the results. Let's see.
So it's gonna come down to, are they able to work as one? Being able to make the decisions that would allow them to support each other's instead of just leaving it to 1v1s.
Yeah, you have to at the same channel with your teammates, right?
Yeah, they're going to change bears over there. TFB is gonna take on their bears as the same as Mox Gaming is going to slow down their
I
junglers.
love the idea that Team Flying Bear is actually putting the marksman in the mid so that they can gain this wave priority instead of letting Mai Shiranui having some trouble facing Shen Mengxi.
That's exactly what we talked about, right?
Yes.
Like the decisions. Because if Mai Shiranui just goes in the first 2 waves against Marco Polo, that allows Lupu not to have that much pressure on top lane.
And see how flexible and how mobile this Mai Shiranui is. So if we really count the number of dashes,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 dashes.
4 dashes, even with her passive.
Wow, that's a lot of mobility, right?
Of
So
course.
at the moment that her damage is going to be online, it's going to be one of those heroes to take care of. Look at that 2v2 matchup on top lane.
So both the junglers are quite rich, level 4, but Monkey unfortunately still needs a little bit more time. Maybe after cleaning this wave together with Xiaohouden, he will reach level 4 and have the ultimate.
Without an ultimate, Monkey is not supposed to be
Yes.
able to start any fights. We get to the 2 minutes mark, no scrimmages yet, and the Overlord and the Tyrant are going to be part of the game now.
Let's wait and see whether the first blood will goes to each side.
Exactly. Without that first blood, there's not that much an advantage, right? Like everything depends on the control over this Tyrant and the Overlord. And the Tyrant is going to go with the side of TFB. Look at that. Xiaohouden is going to try to initiate the fight. Very aggressive. They lost the Tyrant, but they want to go with the scrimmage.
Nice rotation down there, but the jungler is not here. Monkey stays on the top trying to make rotation using the Primal Portal, and here he is.
Monkey with the transition. They're going to try to control on this blue buff that is going to go.
Oh, good
That is going to
one.
go completely for the side of Box Gaming.
A beautiful play. They have the exact time of when this blue buff is about to spawn, and they make their invasion trying to steal some HP bar down and letting their jungler Monkey with a smite right into the jungle.
But look at that. PRB is going
Exchange.
to answer back just by exchanging that. Xiaohouden is going to go try to jump on 4 people. It's not
Okay.
going to be enough because Yu Hui is going to take that blue buff.
Also, nice reaction to what you lose, and you're trying to gain it back from your enemy's jungle.
Yes, exactly. I love the way that this game is going. Look at that. It's 3 minutes and 20. We still have no first blood. And the fight starts one more time. Musashi Miyamoto is going to push back on Shenmeng. He's going to push him away. Lupu is taking a lot of damage, so it's going to be Monkey, the one that is going to fall first.
So even though the Overlord got Lianpo very low, but unfortunately there's no one with ability to finish off that kill. So the first blood went to the side for the team Flying Bear, and hopefully they can try to start snowballing in the later on games.
Yes, exactly. I love from that fight that Yu Hui just completely locked down Shenmeng Xi. In the moment that Shenmeng Xi's damage was not part of the fight, it just left Monkey on his own completely just to be there. And it was easy for the red team to take him down.
Yeah, you need to pay more attention to your targets, especially when you're playing out Musashi, using the ultimate, targeting at the right moment and go directly aiming for the backlines.
Look at that. Musashi Miyamoto pushed him away. It's not going to be enough damage in there. And then Lianpo brought extremely low, has to proc his flash. Otherwise, he would have been a 2-0 trade.
Yeah, for the life right now, some skirmish happened in the mid, but nobody got killed and nobody gets down. And the blue buffs went to Miyamoto Musashi safely, protecting their jungles finally.
This is going to be part of the strategy, right? Because they need to be able to control that blue buff. Without controlling that blue buff, it's going to be difficult for them to survive.
So after a hero deals the final blow, which is the final hits to the Overlord, you have the opportunity to gain a lot of help, a lot of assistance by gaining the Overlord for each lane.
Exactly, the Vanguards on the 3 lanes, 2 waves of Overlord Vanguards are gonna come in, allow you just to clean wave faster and to push and put some pressure on the turrets.
So the Dragons offers 2 completely different abilities to your side.
True.
Once you have the Overlord, you have, much relaxation on your wave management, but if you gain the Dark Tyrant or Simple Tyrant, you have extra damage when it comes to doing team fights.
Extra damage that is gonna be enough for you to take that final punch
Of course,
that
yeah.
you need to provide in order to win those fights.
I love the idea that Lady Sun is actually trying to build the Axe of Torment as the very first item,
Yes.
offering a lot of physical penetration and 10% of the cooldown at the same time, and the Master Sword is on his way.
Yes, exactly.
Here, I want to point it out that they were repeatedly waiting to find out a way to gank the other team. So they have been camping here, and they have been camping here, also here in their top lane. One team or the other team, or sometimes the both teams are looking for a way to gank the other team to find out an advantage in the team fight and also to gain the objectives. So I think that's one of the basics of MOBA, but I think our community in Bangladesh and in Southeast Asia, most of the teams are actually not prone to that. So we have to position ourselves and find opportunities to dominate the other team, the opponent, to gain more, cover, gain more handle on the game. So yeah, let's see what happens after that.
We can see Shenmeng Xi, on the other hand, going with Mask of Agony, right? Mask of Agony, that is going to be a very important item for Shenmeng Xi. So his damage is going to be a little bit higher.
Of course. Oh, top lane, some skirmish happened down there. The marksman, the bottom duel combo comes to the top.
Yes, exactly. They need to start rotating.
Yes.
If they do not have a winning lane over here on bottom, then they need to move to top. And I think that is going to be a trade from turrets. They're just going to exchange bottom and top.
Yep, and let's see the next move. So the Dragons, if there's a Tyrant and another blue buff being stealed away.
Another blue buff being stealing away, but Musashi Miyamoto is going to be able to control it. We thought that they were going to use it, but he uses his might to be able to control that blue. Right now, it's going to be TFB pushing on that turret. Not only that, that Monkey is going to fall as well.
1 kill and 1 tower. This is really showing something. The team Flying Bear have finally gained advantage and started to build their goal deficits here.
I love that, because we said at the beginning that it was going to be TFB, the ones that they needed to take things a little bit slower.
Yep.
But that mistake over there, Lianpo jumping in, trying to take on the blue, not being able to control that and losing 2 blue buffs, the mid lane turret, that mistake over there.
This is the Shimoshi.
Lianpo jumping in, trying to take on the blue, not being able to control that and losing 2 blue buffs, the mid lane turret. That puts everything on the side of TFB.
We can see the great difference, the level differences between Miyamoto Musashi and Monkey. So Monkey is a counter pick towards Miyamoto Musashi, but with the right moment right now, the level differences, the gold differences, the farming up process differences will cause a little bit different.
That's totally fine. As we can see the Icon rankings, okay? That's gonna be the gold. That's gonna allow us to see which players right now has the most. It's gonna be the gold.
How they're talking about the who is countered to whom. Musashi is countered by Menki because of how much shield he gets and how he can, you know, mobilize himself with the ultimate going round. And they're comparing the gold collection from both teams, I mean the 10 players. See, red team is far ahead by gold, except for the support. Almost almost all of them are above 3,500. So yeah, TFB is leading in gold and also in lane and tower. Let's see if the blue team they can
Gold. That's gonna allow us to see which players right now has the most items. You use that gold to buy items. The more items you have, the more damage you can deal, and the tankier that you can become.
And the assistant, with assistant of Tai Zhenren, Lady Sun managed to top, goes to the #1 in a common ranking.
Monkey trying to run away. Hin is not gonna be able to survive to that. He completely overstat, and 4 players from TFB put him down.
It might be a poor decision if Box Gaming want to do split push 1-4. That's not a good formation because you don't have enough vision on your side, especially when Monkey is facing so much goal difference against Miyamoto Musashi.
Monkey does not have the advantage.
Yes.
Right now we have Musashi Miyamoto that is almost in level 12, and Monkey is still in level 10.
Destroyed a tower.
Still need a lot of time to farm up. And Team Flying Bear is trying to gain more, is trying to make and extend their goal lead. So 4,000 Kate almost is gained, and this goal lead cannot be chasing anything back if Box Gaming choose to play this kind of gaming style anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Make wiser decisions.
TFB has survived what we called what's going to be the most difficult time for them. They've survived, they're thrived, and right now they have a 4,000 gold lead that could be beneficial for them to take this whole match. Monkey taking extremely low one more time. It's not going to be able to defend that red buff.
And look the positioning of Marco Polo and Xiaohouzhen at the same time, trying to buy themselves a little bit more time by pushing the top lane way further into the turrets too.
They're trying to buy some time, but at the same time, Marco Polo is going to be very dependent from that red buff. They need to be able to protect that red buff and give it to Marco Polo, right?
I want to see what kind of play, what kind of strategy that Team Flying Bear really want to apply right now. Because with Mai Xianliu and Musashi Miyamoto right here, gaining so much weight differences, they can be responsible for the split pushing duties right there. So later on each bush, there might be assassin hiding right over there.
They're gonna have to try to rotate while keeping the complete eye on the bushes as well. They're going to trade both second turrets, and again, bottom and top lane, they're gonna be uncontested.
Another Eternity Blade is gained for Lady Sun. Lady Sun all ready for the battle.
Oh, look at that. They've got the minion wave and they can try to take on that high ground. That's gonna be terrible news for Box Gaming. That high ground taken extremely low. To half of HP, Lianpo is going to come from behind. He's going to put his ult. He's going to put 3 people online. But it's not going to be enough, as right now it's going to be Lu Bu that is going to fall in that trade.
I think TFB really went too far trying to take down this high ground tower because the route is quite long when you're trying to retrieve back to your base. So they got kind of surrounded by Lianpu's ultimate.
And we talked about those 10 seconds of the slow down that they get on the minion wave, right? So it was actually a very long time that they lingered in that position.
And it's a pity that Lu Bu does not even use the ultimate in trying to escape. He was killed by the damage from Marco Polo.
Well, he maybe just wanted just to make his sacrifice. So at the end of the day, it was going to be only him, but it was going to allow Lady Sun just to run away.
So it is a very significant differences in the gold. So I think TFB really have to choose what kind of objectives they want.
Okay, so we're going to give it a pause for now, and we'll be back. So sorry for the break. Now we'll be back.
And trying to, let the Vanguard pusher wait for them, and they can try to gain more resources from their enemy sides.
Yes, exactly. As right now, we're going to see the Shadow Vanguard has been spawned.
Yep.
This Shadow Vanguard is going to allow them to put way much more pressure on that mid lane.
We can see there's a bigger version of the Vanguards there, so it's more tankier than the regular ones and can exert more damage on the towers.
Yes, exactly. That Shadow Vanguard is going to be able to push in on its own. So in the moment that Box Game is going to go and try to kill the dragon, it gets priority for TFB to come here and try to take on that Tyrant that completely re-aggroed half.
Yes, but nothing happened there. Team Flying Bear also still have the 2 dragons to their sides. So if you are talking about a game where one team gets 2 dragons, they are definitely overwhelming. They're definitely dominating this game.
That is true. That is true. They're right now
complete control.
They're controlling all of the objectives. All the neutral objectives are being controlled by the red side. Right now we have 190 seconds till the next Tyrant and only 80 seconds to the next Overlord. It means that during these 80 seconds, they just need to go and control the farm. They need to control jungle, keep farming, bulking up, and not engage into any unnecessary fights.
And as for the side of Box Gaming, trying to avoid engaging into any kind of skirmish or team fight with their opponent because they have the buffs and the damage will be destroyed.
Yes, exactly. Right now, 13 minutes and 10 seconds of our game as we can see the minion waves coming in for that mid lane.
Another pressure being spawned in the mid, but unfortunately there's no way.
There's no way right now. Unless that we have a Tyrant or we have an Overlord, right now we're just gonna have this. Just people just chipping on each other's HP bars, just kind of like trying to lure each other into a fight that was not beneficial for anyone. Well, talking a little bit about this game as we get to the 14 minutes mark, can you talk to us? Tell us, what does Box Gaming need to do if they actually want to turn these things around? Like it's already 4,000 gold.
So the very
what they need
first
to do?
thing to do is that you're trying to gain the vision in the river. That is extremely important because the next target from the side of TFB will definitely be the Overlord. And you're trying to use Marco Polo's poking ability steal some time, like what just happened before. You're trying to chip away and get something, maybe the tank very low, because TFB has no tanks.
So you believe that Box Gaming should not engage into fights, but it should actually just keep doing what they're doing?
Yes.
Just keep poking and poking and poking. So TFB cannot actually engage for that Overlord.
TFB needs to react instantly if they want to gain this Overlord. Trying to engage in any kinds of team fights is what they should be doing right now. So you don't want to spend time giving Marco Polo the chance to trying to poke away and chip away your HP bars. You cannot accept the fact and the result if Lu Bu is getting very low.
They need to be more decisive as Noah jumps in, and it's going to have to come back. It's not going to be enough. Like right now, Box Gaming don't have the damage to do that, but TFB at the same time completely unable just to take that overlord.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Decisiveness is very important for the side of TFB. So we have all the assassin combinations, so you don't want to waste your time finding the right moment. You don't hesitate around team fights. You just put up,
Go for it.
act on it.
All right, they need to start going for it. They need to clean the bottom lane as well. If they're able to push in that bottom lane a little bit deeper,
Yep.
they should be able just to win on a 5v4 in the mid or the top.
I think, yeah, this player is trying to buy the Siege Breaker.
Yep.
So with the Siege Breaker being built up, I think the damage from Lu Bu will be enormous, and I don't think Box Gaming can be able to handle that.
Well, if Titan can jump in and stun one person before Lipu is going to jump in, yes, that Siege Breaker would be a vital item for their fights.
A total nightmare to the backlines. Marco Polo, either Marco Polo or Shimusi cannot be able to handle that.
Yes, exactly. Right now, TFB is going to try to start on this Dark Tyrant.
Clever moves.
Clever move, but then the Overlord is going to try to be for the blue side. They're trying to jump in. It's not going to be enough from the red side as the blue team is going to take on that Overlord.
আমার এটা হচ্ছে কানেক্টেড থাকলে সমস্যা করতেছে ওটা হচ্ছে একটা ভিডিওতে দেখাচ্ছে সব খুলে আবার লাগানোর জন্য অন করতে পারো অন করলে ফোন হবে ফ্ল্যাট লাগাইতে হবে তো পাওয়ার তো দেই আছে ফ্ল্যাট তো জানি হ্যাঁ বাট টিভি তো অন হবে টিভি অন হয় নাকি দেখো কিন্তু তো হইছে
Yeah, so if your enemies is not planning on giving that Overlord away, you just rush yourself to the Shadow Tyrants
Yes.
and then gain extra damage.
Yes, exactly. Just running in for your Shadow Tyrant. It's going to be able to allow you to fight a little bit more. It gives you that fighting boost that you need for team fights.
So after an inner tower is destroyed, all the enemy minions in range will be slowed down by 90% in its moving speed. It's a kind of protection strategy with our game. So we really want to give whoever is in disadvantage more opportunity to trying to turn this side around.
Just trying to level up things, right? Like you wouldn't want just every single game just to be a landslide from one side to the other.
Yeah.
You always want just to kind of like level things around.
So since Marco Polo has developed a Blood Whipper, he really wants to gain some HP restorement right there.
He wants to gain some HP. Look at that. The fight starts one more time. Lienpo puts 3 people on air. Lipu that is going to park his ult is going to go wide. Monchi that completely over-engaged is going to pay with his life. Lipu right now it's completely online.
Oh,
trying to push in Lady Sun, trying to poke on Lienpo. It's not going to be enough.
And the Vanguards on the bottom lane, just pay attention to those Vanguards. They're doing something to the high ground tower, but my Miyamoto Musashi managed to go back to the base, save that high ground tower.
So let's see the fight. Okay, so let's see the fight again, how they took that advantage of that. And this is where they engaged, right? So you see
Range will be slowed down by 90% in its moving speed. It's a kind of protection strategy with our game. So we really want to give whoever is in disadvantage more opportunity to trying to turn this tie around.
Just trying to level up things, right? Like you wouldn't want just every single game just to be a landslide from one side to the other.
Yeah.
You always want just to kind of like level things around.
So since Marco Polo has developed a Blood Whipper, he really wants to gain some HP restorement right there.
He wants to gain some HP. Look at that. The fight starts one more time. Lianpo puts 3 people on air. Lianpo that is going to park his ult is going to go wide. Munchie that completely over-engaged. It's going to pay with his life. Lianpo right now it's completely online.
Oh,
trying to push in Lady Sun. Trying to poke on Lianpo. It's not going to be enough.
And the Vanguards on the bottom lane, just pay attention to those Vanguards. They're doing something to the high ground tower, but my Miyamoto Musashi managed to go back to the base, save that high ground tower, and trying to give their team a little bit more advantage in the later on game.
It is so curious that since minute 1 of the game, whatever that happens on top happens on bottom. Look at
Mirror
that.
effect.
Lianpo jumping in, he gets engaged, but then Munchie with his ult puts himself right in between all 4 players from TFB.
Beautiful play by Luvu's ultimate, successfully separated the team fight into 2 parts, where the backliner, the main key character who is responsible to do the damage, is completely isolated by Luvu's ultimate. No way to save Monkey.
Well, I like that.
Sorry. I'd like to interfere here. Like, they are zoning out the opponent, the Team Flying Bear. Box Gaming is trying to, outzone them and to make a trade out of it, but they're unable to do that because their Luvu and their support are always, splitting the team opponent, the Box Gaming team, into 2, and they're trying to hit the backline and the support and the tank and the DS laner from Box Gaming, when they are trying to engage and the jungler is getting in there, the backline is not being able to support them. So the red team is trying, actually being able to get away with their low HP and get back into the game. So only 1 kill for Team Flying Bear so far, and 4 kills for Box Gaming. So that's how I think they're resigning their fights and they're winning the fights. So if Blue team Box Gaming wants to win, they will have to break this strategy and make the best out of it. Pick 1 out, pick 2 out, and finish them off, and then engage further. So let's see if they can come back.
Sometimes we mention that as being wide, but you need to understand that Lupu ult can work in 2 ways.
Of course.
You could use it to deal damage, or you could use it just to separate that battlefield, right?
As a protection method to protect your backliner, to protect your marksman, also.
Exactly. Well, we get to the 19 minutes mark of the game. 50 more seconds until we spawn our Tempest Dragon.
Yeah, so Doomsday together with the Blood Whipper. This items means that this Marco Polo, this marksman, does not planning on going back to the base. He wants to recover his HP constantly so that they can stay on the right position. They don't want to retreat back to the base. They want to engage into team fight, trying to steal a little bit HP bars from their enemies.
Yes, exactly.
Poking ability.
Blood Whipper, that's going to be a critical item for Marco Polo, the same as Doomsday, right?
Yes.
Because the more damage that you deal, the more HP that you can recover.
Yeah, HP recovery is very important, especially when they relies on Marco Polo's poking ability in this composition so much.
Yes,
so
exactly.
they actually buy themselves more time to solve this time into nearly 20 minutes using Marco Polo's poking. So this strategy really works in here. So I think they're just planning to apply it into later on.
And I just love how Marco Polo, as a marksman, he has no defensive items whatsoever.
Yes, of course.
He's just going full damage. Like such an aggressive 20 minutes mark. And right now, the Tempest Dragon, it's online.
I think Lady Sun is fully prepared for the team fight, which is about to happen because with the help of Tiger, the extra game, another Sage Sentry is crucial kill. Stop!
She's going to take on that. Look at that. And then right now we have Shiranui, Misashi Miyamoto, and Tiger just falling down. It's going to be 3 people, 4
Another
people
dash.
falling from TFB. This is not what we're expecting. Box Gaming right now taking in
Wow.
the full ace, ladies and gentlemen. They've got the Tempest Dragon, they've got the cards, and they're parading.
So yeah, the Tempest Dragon acquisition will give you uh, 3 lanes, 2 minion waves replaced by Tempest Vanguard that will directly hit the tower no matter how many minions from the opponent team comes. But in when the lane is covered with minions, the minions tend to fight each other when under the tower, and until and unless there is nobody else trying to interfere the minions will not hit towers. That's what I've seen. So vanguards will help push towers better.
To what could be a majestic win for them.
Marco Polo is rampaging on the side, and see we can see a minion whip in the midway. They finish the game trying to get on Luipu, getting in Luipu very low with the ultimate, nearly getting the kill.
It is not gonna be enough because right now Munchie Marco Polo in a 2v1.
2 seconds to revive. Will it be enough? No.
It is not enough, Tianyun. And right now that game turns around and it's gonna go to the side of Box Gaming.
Oh, what a play by Box Gaming. I almost think.
Well, this was a pleasant surprise for me because, as I already told you, I didn't watch the match beforehand. So everything that was coming in, I just was enjoying it raw. And this turn of events, actually, it was a great gaming moment for HOK. So I loved it. So let's see if
They're gonna be losing this fight. They're facing so much gold lead against their enemies, and they manage to turn this tie around by stealing those dragons, the Tempest Dragon.
Oh gosh, because it was Team Flying Bear, the one that started the Tempest Dragon. They took the dragon all the way down to only 1/4 of the whole HP. And how did they allow Box Gaming just to jump in, take that kill, and at the end of the day just scratch, erase the whole advantage that Team Flying Bear had since minute 1.
You see a team who is so happy and so excited, and on the other hand, you see a team who is so frustrated, right? Because it feels extremely uncomfortable if you're losing one game in this kind of way. You are leading the entire game for almost 90% of the game, but you lost it at the very last moment.
And it was a gigantic lead. It was actually just extremely big lead. There was a moment that I did not see a way that they could turn things around.
Yeah.
But then the Tempest Dragon, that's why we gotta love it. It just erases everything and put things completely balanced for both teams.
So there's no mission impossible in KIC, right?
No. There's no.
All right, so I think they are not going to show that very soon. So let's get back to the last fight that they had, and we are going to there.
Completely unable just to take that Overlord.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Decisiveness is very important for the side of TFV. So we have all the assassin competence.
It's gonna be a critical item for Marco Polo, the same as Marco Polo as a marksman. He has no defensive items whatsoever.
Yes, of course.
He's just going full damage, like such an aggressive 20 minutes mark. And right now, the Tempest Dragon, it's online.
I think Lady Sun is fully prepared for the team fight, which is about to happen because with the help of Tiger, the extra game, another.
Leon did a huge, initiation. That was a great initiation. He got in there, and then the mage is here killing their mage, Tony, my Shiranui. So Shimashi and Hui Huang, who is Hui Huang, Marco Polo, marksman and mage from the blue team Box Gaming is attacking their mage who is, trying to get out of there, killing or hurting them. And very low Musashi was trying to get the Tempest Dragon. Tempest Dragon hit him really hard, and also Menki also went there. So let's see this in slow motion from a little bit earlier, because these are the moments that turn the whole match. So let's turn the playback speed slow and without their sound. Let's see how this happens. So Menki got the vision there. And he successfully went back. So there's Dun is here, used the ultimate. Then Lianbo used the ultimate. Marksman went in there, and my Shano trying to hit their mage, but Marco Polo went in there to help him. The support is getting crushed here from red team, and then Lubu is there, and also okay, Lady Sun getting hit by Dun. Okay, nice. Marco Polo getting there trying to kill. Lubu got 2 kills. He did his part really well. He didn't die. And Lerison almost got the kill, but Marco Polo also had the resurrection item. Sorry about that. And then Lubu recalled to save his base, and Dunn was recalling to get back to their base to defend in case the vanguards outplay the, you know, in case the vanguards got defeated by the super minions. So that was the turning point of the match, and I think we can do this in normal mode now and have
They finished the game trying to get on Luipu, getting in Luipu very low with the ultimate, nearly getting the kill.
It is not gonna be enough because right now Munchie Marco Polo in a 2v1.
2 seconds to revive. Will it be enough? No.
It is not enough, Tianyun. And right now that game turns around and it's gonna go to the side of Box Gaming.
Oh, what a play by Box Gaming. I almost think they're gonna be losing this fight. They're facing so much gold lead against their enemies, and then manage to turn this tie around by
the more gold you have, the more kill you have, it doesn't necessarily mean that the better advantage you have. So you have to focus on the objective, and you have to think about how it is going to be beneficial for the team to fight, and how it is going to be better for you to progress to get that final goal to destroy the core. And that's what the Box Gaming team did. They relied on the final fight, and they took the chance, they pushed it, and they made it happen. And I love this game for this kind of strategy making and making things possible like that.
stealing those dragons, the Tempest Dragon.
Oh gosh, because it was Team Flying Bear, the one that started the Tempest Dragon. They took the dragon all the way down to only 1/4 of the whole HP.
So I'm going to mute this one, and we're going to get into the next match. What are the band picks here? Getting there, we see some band picks started, but we'll get into the last scene so that we don't have to spend too much time seeing who picks what, because we don't really want to mark the players at this moment. We are trying to understand the game from our point of view and get ourselves acquainted with the game for when the game gets released on 21st of February. So let's see. There these teams are Scars and Team Queso. QU is pronounced K in Spanish. I'm going to pronounce it like that. I hope I'm doing it right. So from the left team Scars, we know all the teams band that have been released in Team Brazil server. There is Guan Yu, who is similar to Superman in Arena of Valor, then Dark Xiao, then Lam is unique to Honor of Kings, Nakororo similar to Frignac in Arena of Valor, and from the team Queso, we have bands of Arlie, Lubu, the Renije, and the other hero. I sort of know her from different posters that I've seen and different stickers I've seen in online, but as I haven't played that hero, as it is not yet released in Brazil, I'm not going to misname it. That hero, and same goes for Ochik 2, the player who has picked a hero. I don't recognize this hero. I don't think it is released in Brazil yet, and hope to get this hero in our server, Brazil, China, and also in Southeast Asia server that is coming soon, and we'll get to play them. So let's see which heroes have been picked from Team Scars, except for this one, as I cannot be sure about it yet. Uh, we'll get to see how the skills work, and maybe we'll recognize it from other games and refer to it and understand it better. So there's Ledison as marksman, same to last game. We had a Ledison there, and there is Zoe or Fireblood, Firestorm, right? So he uses fires. He's a mage, and there is Zing or Mirror Blade. Jerry is going to play that, And Belver is going to play Dun. I think Dun might be the support, or this is DS Lenar, as we don't know which hero this is. So these two are Clash Lenar and support. And there's Lulu using Beast. Zhongfei is their real name at this moment, and it used to be Beast. Excuse my voice. Catching a bit cold this winter, at the end of the winter here. Another is the IGN here in game name. He's using Musashi, and there's Shimi. I'm yet to get the name correct because you have to memorize it, as this is not released. And then comes Marco Polo and Ata. So let's see how they played. Ata is definitely going to be DS Lenar here, the Clash Lenar. From my perspective, if Mirrorblade can outplay the opponent team, their marksman or mage are in deep trouble. If she can get in there and deal some damage and get out of there. And if the team Lady Sin and Firestorm, let's say Zoe, the mage here, he can deal the damages. I think Scars will have a better chance of winning the game, unless the team Queso has a great team fight, 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 in small skirmishes. I think Scars will have the better advantages. So let's see how the game goes, and I'll be unmuting it, and I'm going to go mute.
In the red side,
Yep.
the top lane will be closer to your red buff. That's the reason why we usually see the marksman changing the lane, especially when you choose Marco Polo as your marksman. So maybe shift of lanes might be happening in this match.
Yes, exactly. The red buff is going to allow you to, is going to give you a damage buff, right? So it means that every time that you're going to deal damage to your opponents while having the red buff, not only you're going to deal more damage, but it's going to slow them down.
And that's
I'm going to mute this here, and I'm going to say the banned and picked heroes. We know all these heroes from Brazil server: Nakoro here, Lam, Dakiao, and Guan Yu, and they have Dun and Mirrorblade or Zing now, and Sophie Firestorm. I think he uses fire as a mage. And there's Lady Sun as marksman, and I don't think we have this hero in Brazil server yet. There is a Beast. Team Queso has Beast as support. Musashi is the jungler. Sikimasha or Skimisha, I don't really remember the name. I have heard it only twice so far. Let's see if they say it again. And there's Marco Polo, and there's Ata. Ata is the DS Lenar. They have banned Arlie, Lubu, Direnije, and another hero. I don't really remember the name exactly. It could be similar to Astrid from AOV. I don't know, but maybe. So as this hero is not going to play this match, we'll worry about it later if this hero gets picked in later matches. So let's go what they say.
see the mid lane match.
Flames, right? So it's going to use fire to trying to burn those minions down.
Of course, and Zhou Yu's fire and flames also have damage on the tower. So we usually want to pair Zhou Yu together with a marksman who tear down the turret with very fast speed, so that we can call this like fast pushing strategy.
Fast pushing strategy, I like it. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm just gonna stick with that for now. Scars against Team Queso, left to right Scars, right to left Team Queso. This is going to be our match, number 3. Match number 3 between them. Let's see who's going to finish with the victory in this third match.
So the BP actually took a lot of time. Hopefully our players are fully ready for the battle.
Oh, they're going to be. Look at that. Master Lupin knows that he can be aggressive.
Yeah.
They've got the priority right over there. And let's see what decision they're going to take.
Let's see the rate and how the efficiency developed by Zhou Yu and Master Luban together, cleaning the wave just within 2 seconds, maybe?
It was just really fast,
Yes.
right? But this was the first time that we see that from mid lane, both the mid laner and the support are not deciding to invade. Look at that. Zhou Yu is going to have to proc his flash to try to run away. He did not expect to see With Atta right over there in the mid.
Because they kind of split into two directions where Joey wants to make rotation, trying to gaining some weight in the jungle, while Master goes into the bottom, trying to help Lady Sun develop and build a lot of stress towards Marco Polo.
Yeah, that Troyu just jumping in that jungle on his own. Very, very brave movement.
Bravery is drawn, right, by the single action.
True.
But Marco Polo still choose to go to the farm lane because extra gold will be earned by killing those minion waves.
Okay, so it means that right now, as we can see, the rotation is going to be 3v2 scrimmage right over here on top lane.
But nothing had happened here. The first blood still remain as a mystery and question for this match.
2 minutes as the Tyrant and the Overlord are going to be online.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. 1 versus 2. Ladies managed to shred HP bar down that easily.
Completely. Look at that. Atta is going to proc his ult, trying to block the way for Xiaohotun to run back. That he's still not in level 4.
So no invasion can be shown on this current match. And Lady Sun still trying her best to trying to create some kind of pressure on Marco Polo.
Trying to put some pressure on that Marco Polo is going to be vital for them. They need to slow that Marco Polo down, try to take that as their winning lane. If they can take control of the bottom lane, I can see the Team Blue being able to invade a little bit more.
But actually, I think Team Castle can play more powerful and trying to gain some mid lane priority because they have forcing out the flicker from Joey, right? But the time flies really fast, so the flicker is already ready.
Yes, let's explain a little bit about that to people at home. That flash allows you to move from one place into another from a very short distance, which allows you to actually escape whenever that you're being ganked, right? You can move through objects as well, and the cooldown for that is 90 seconds.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Imagine
120 seconds.
120 seconds.
So a little bit more dash is available and offered by using the common skill, which is called the flash.
Yes, exactly.
So a flash enables a marksman or a mage to be more flexible when they're doing team fights. And 2 minutes is way too precious in a MOBA game. So I think their opponent should really take advantage of, forcing out. And you have the sign, you have the exact amount of time where the mage does not have another dash available.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. The ballistas are going to be procced, and right now we get to the 4 minutes mark. The turret's protection system is going to be disabled, and right now those turrets are not going to provide the special shield that they used to do.
I think since both teams are playing so cautiously, I don't see any kind of team fights or engagement happen in the mid. But on the top, wow.
Top lane, Jing just pushing Xiaohotun back to his turret. Another just seeing his HP bar going extremely low.
Not a good choice if these two characters want to invade more because there's nobody there to support them together. They're completely outnumbered if they want to do this invasion.
So I'd like to say something here. You see Dan how he is poking and getting back out of the team and engaging and keeping them engaged, 3 of the team Kesho here, so that they stay here and their teammates can push in other lanes or get the objectives. So that's how clash laners can create some pressure on the opponent team without getting killed, without getting the feeding to the opponent team. That is a difficult job, definitely, but that's what clash laners need to do to create pressure. How they create the pressure is dependent on which hero it is, but they need to create pressure so that the opponents feel pressured and the team can get some benefit out of that situation. So 3v1 is not necessarily a 3v1 fight. It doesn't need to be a full-on fight. It doesn't need to be a full-on engagement. It has to be a way of creating opportunity for the teammates to farm more, to gain more objectives, to advance in their own ways. And the Clashiner, if he can or she can do it properly, the team gets a huge advantage. So far there's still no kills because both of the teams are trying to save themselves without giving a kill and get the objectives, and so let's see what this game entails.
Totally outnumbered right now. We're pushing back and forth. Both teams are trying their very best just to try to engage into these very small battles, but none of them has the items and the damage necessary just to actually be danger for the other.
But rotation has been made here. Marco Polo switch into the top, trying to gain the tier 1 turret in the top. Something might happen here.
Xiao Tun coming from behind is going to put Musashi Miyamoto back right home, and it's not going to be enough with that wild blood that was procced extremely late. Musashi Miyamoto is going to fall. First blood goes to Scars.
Nice job done here, protecting their turrets and getting the kill at the same time.
Yes, exactly. I think that it was amazing how they learned the red team, how they learned Team Kessel just to push in, and Xiao Tun from behind was just vital for them to win.
Yeah, we can just take a deeper look by the replay. So it's a good thing and a good sign for the jungler to have to gain the kill, because you gain extra gold in getting 1 kill onto your side. So hopefully this Jhin can starting to try to snowball and dominate the game.
Yes, exactly. We can see right now Team Scars already with a 1,000 gold.
And ultimate from Shen Mengxi been trying to shred and chip away and doing some poking damage to their enemies.
Poking damage to their enemies is not going to be enough. Look at
Well, this support is really interesting. Well, this support is really interesting, I'd say, because they can slingshot their heroes, whichever teammate they have selected, to back to him. Sorry, not this one. So they have changed the scene. Yes, this hero. You see, this slingshot trying to take their hero back. I think the hero they have used this skill on can use a skill or button there to activate it. So that's very interesting.
To their enemies.
Poking damage to their enemies is not going to be enough. Look at another is not having the best day right now. Every single time that he shows up on the screen, we can see him just taking so much damage from the blue team.
Oh, something might happen here since Zhang Fei just got his ultimate.
Yes, Jerry and Autumn right now with the most gold right now. They're leading the gold rankings in this moment. Ata taking extremely low. Jhin's damage is so fully online right now. As we can see, it's going to be 1v1 trade right now with that perfect control from Tranfei. Make it a 2v1 trade for the blue team.
But the double kill, the kills went to support. It is one. Not a very good thing for the side Scars, but actually they performed quite well, we can see here. So firstly, Jerry wants to do some damage to the backliner, but unfortunately got some.
Great fight from Zing Mirrorblade here. So let's see it in real time here.
Fully online right now, as we can see, it's going to be 1v1 trade right now with that perfect control from Tranfei. Make it a 2v1 trade for the blue team.
But the double kill,
a 2v1 trade with that perfect control from Tranfei. It's going to be 1v1 trade right now.
So yeah.
With that perfect control from Tranfei, make it a 2v1 trade for the blue team.
But the double kill, see here. So firstly, Jerry wants to do some damage to the backliner, but unfortunately got some kind of escape and hiding by his enemies.
I think what it was just like the place in the map where Jerry starts the fight allows him to take the fight on Atat, allows him to actually take the kill, but after that they needed to just immediately push back. They needed just to go back and take on that one kill as they keep engaging, and as the red team shows up.
I think
Things
Jerry
leveled up a little bit.
kind of rushed herself into this. Oh,
Wow, look
another
at that.
kill.
That's why we
Wait.
say that Master Lupin, the red team shows up.
I think
Things
Jerry
leveled up a little bit.
kind of rushed herself into this. Oh,
Wow,
another
look at
kill.
that. That's why we say that Master Lupin. That's why Lupin is such an OP hero right now. Takes on Lady Sun, knocks her down, and is going to be able to give the advantage to the blue team.
I think the player Another is facing a lot of difficulties during this time because every time he just appears on the side lane, he got killed. As a jungler, as a meta hero for this current meta, I think this Miyamoto Musashi really needs a lot of time, to trying to earn himself instead of getting killed every time.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start pushing back a little bit. Otherwise, he's going to be of no help for his team. We talked about the junglers being a core part of the compositions right now. And if your Musashi Miyamoto is not going to be able to deal any damage, you're going to be playing a 5v4 game for the next 10 minutes.
Another flash being forced out for ASD, trying to make an escape. And Jerry looking for some kills here, but there's no team member supporting him to do that.
Gary just trying to jump in, trying to get control of that red buff, not wanting to give it to Caso. Caso understands the importance for that Marco Polo to have control of that red buff.
Yep. And Autumn, we can pay a quick look at the items that Lady Sun actually have. I think it's not it's enough, especially when it's only like 9 minutes and 17 seconds. So 3 items available: a Meteor, a Master Sword, and Antlers Eternity Blade. I think that's enough to do the damage in the team fight.
That's right now Lady Sun that has already enough items for her damage to start being online.
And
but at the same time, Marco Polo with the Doomsday already, but he's just missing the Spark Scorch Dagger.
Yes. Another gathering here. 5 versus 5.
Look at that Jin coming from behind, trying to find the Marco Polo, who's gonna have to drop back. Trampe is just sucking in so much damage that he's completely protecting his back laners.
You can just see how tanky this Atal is, absorbing every single ability from their enemies. I think Scars really use so many talents, so many damage on the front line, but unable to finish that kill.
Yes, exactly. Right now, it's going to be Team Queso trying to take on that Tyrant extremely low. Another is going to fall one more time. It's going to be Jin taking that kill. Another completely moving in between in the wrong place. And that's going to be very dangerous as right now, the blue team is going to take on that turret.
Another going down again. I think this time their enemies is about to start snowballing. So as we can see, Lulu uses to interrupt the common skill to trying to slow down the pace, but unfortunately didn't succeed in doing that.
Okay, so I'd like to pause it here again because I have something to say about how this game is going on compared to the previous match that we have reviewed today. And they are completely focused on the fights today. In this match, Team Queso and Scars, they are fighting back and forth. But I would say that the previous match, Box Gaming versus the TFB, they had their objectives more in their mind. They are trying to take the objectives as long as the opponents are not in the way. They are trying to take the objectives. When the opponents are in their way, they are trying to strategize how to engage in fight or how to get out of the fight and eventually take the objective. But in this game, I can see that Team Queso and Scars are more inclined to getting into fights and getting into kills, and they are not actually, very much focused on their objectives. They are not, making variations in their way of moving. Their Zing is always trying to do a split push, and Zing is not always in the fight. And their other mage is always alone here, and I don't know what Team Kesa is doing here. I think there are better ways to handle this game for them, but the game is going in their favor. Let's see how the end meets.
did not succeed at that right now. The whole map is blue. They have full control of the map as we're in 11 minutes. Right now, the boys from Jerry's taking full control of the rhythm of the game, which I am loving right now from that Jing.
I think if we got a chance to look at the economic ranking, Jin must be farming up very quickly. 202 is a wonderful KDA, especially come down to those kind of junglers, assassin.
Yes, this kind of assassins, they need to have an advantage with those skills, right? As Xiao Tun's going to try to stun 3 people, it's not going to be enough. As the bombs from the sky pushing everyone back.
I love the idea that Jin is trying to buy himself a more armor on it instead of developing more physical damage items. So you have to make sure that you're tanky enough to absorb all the damages, and you just give the responsibility to give other duties to your teammates. Maybe Lady Sun will take charge of the damage, right?
At the end of the day, it's just a matter of understanding what decisions are the best for your team, right?
Yeah.
Like, you cannot just everyone just doing damage at the same time. Someone needs to soak it in. Look at that one more time. The fire just completely surrounding everyone. Ataprin taking extremely low. Champagne cannot take no more. Lulu's screen is going to go gray as that second tier turret is going to fall as well.
0-2-3 trade in favor for Scars. I think they want to finish game earlier than we expected.
It's already 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and we can see that they've got minions on that bottom lane. That high ground turret being taken to half, to 1/3, and they are gonna try to make the push for the crystal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're gonna do.
Musashi Miyamoto completely unable to stop this. Marco Polo is gonna proc his ult to try to clean the wave. It's not gonna be able to do that as he's gonna take 1 kill back. Can he take a second one? He's starting to deal some damage. He's still alive, taking everyone almost to 1/3 of HP. Marco Polo proccing that ult, cleaning the wave, and taking the kill.
What a play by Caso. Managed to find a slight opportunity in trying to stall and slow down your enemy's movement, using the final auto attack, gaining the life from Jerry and trying to maintain himself in a rather safe spot and do the damage to their enemies.
Team Castle just being able to protect their crystal, turning things around, and now right now they have the Dark Overlord.
What just happened is a 1 versus 4. We can watch it again and trying to pay attention to Castle, the marksman.
Yes, exactly.
Marco Polo.
The firing here the damage dealt by Troyu, it's just extremely high. The AoE, the area of effect of that hero's ability, just does not allow Team Castle to push, to being able to protect their turret. But then after that, as we can see, Scars tried to make the push for the crystal. They were not decisive enough, and they ended up just giving away this Overlord.
But I think if Scars remain, the only thing that Scars should do right now is protect and make sure Lady Sun stay alive for the entire game. As long as they can keep this Lady Sun in a rather safe spot, I think they can still get the victory through this game.
They still have a 4,500 gold advantage that right now is going to be pushed almost to 5,000.
Look, Lady Sun is with a blue buff, gaining 40% of the cooldown, all ready for the final battle.
Exactly, being able to control that blue is going to be vital for them. Jerry is going to have to proc his ult to try to survive in there.
Because with Jin's ultimate, with the second he pulls out her ultimate, he will be in a state of immune. And that's one skill to escape away from those crowd control abilities.
Yes, exactly. Being able to have that immunity allows Jerry to push in, knowing that he'll be able to have at least an opportunity to run away.
Yes, and since all the objectives, all the dragons are in the state of cooling down, I think it will be best for Scars to wait for the next round of the dragons and trying to finish game 2 minutes later.
It's going to be 100 seconds to the Overlord. It's going to be 150 seconds to the Tyrant. It is going to be a good 1.5 minutes for them.
The 2 cores have...
Before this fight engages, as I haven't watched this fight, if they can pull this off, because their Musashi is their weak link, he has died 5 times as you have seen maybe, and their marksman has not. Marksman is dealing damage here. if they can pull this out, red team is going to win. Otherwise, they're not going to win, is my prediction. Let's see what happens.
Ready? Oh, another
Ah,
hit in the
look at
mid.
that! Atta is going to fall one more time. That's how to with initiation. Shimongsi is going to be taken extremely low. Has to run back home because that Xiaotun is just taking control of all the fights.
Scars is saying that we don't want to wait for another two more minutes. We want to finish and take to the base at this exact right moment. And let's see, do they have enough wave? There's a super soldier in the mid, but I think Marco Polo can get it pretty much covered.
There's going to be the moment where they need to control both waves on top and bottom, right?
Yes.
One wave of minions is not going to be enough.
It's not enough.
The Disturb is going to be progged to try to protect that turret, but it's a completely hopeless effort. As we can see, that all the turrets in high ground for Team Queso are going to disappear.
So 3 high ground tower gain to the side for Scars, and I think Scars should really managing and let their wave to come in at the same time in the 3 lanes so that they can kind of distract their enemies, trying to make their enemy think which way where we go and trying to find a little bit slight opportunity and taking down those base.
They just need a slight glimpse of hope.
Yes.
They just need a little light at the end of the tunnel. We already saw it in Game 2 when Box Gaming turned things around, so we know that it can be done. Now let's see if Team Queso can come home with the victory.
So no.
I think they need to take care of Zoyu, the Fire Razor. Their mage is, Scar's mage is dealing absolutely insane level of damage. So if they can take him out, maybe they can win this fight. I think nobody else is dealing as much damage as Fire Razor here.
No management of the wave. I think if they continue in doing this, they should. The best way and the better way to solve this is to gain the dragons. The Overlord will help them a lot.
They're gonna have to try to do that. These fights in here, in these specific areas, are very, very, very good for Team Scars.
Yeah.
The fire dealt and the damage dealt by Zhou in this specific place is something that Team Queso cannot take right now.
Yes.
They are unable to take that. So in this moment, they don't have an opportunity on how to protect their jungle. Right now, the Shadow Overlord is going to be taken in control of Scars, and they just need to decide when they want to make that last parade towards the crystal.
Nice picking of item from Marco Polo. You really need a Succubus Cloak to trying to avoid taking too much AoE damage from Zhou Yu.
Yes, exactly. Succubus Cloak is going to be an item that is going to allow you to have some magic defense, right? So whenever that you are receiving magic attacks, that Succubus Cloak is going to be giving you a little bit more hope in winning those fights.
So after all, Scars choose to take the 2 dragons in one roll, and this will be the final point.
They need to start snowballing because in 1 minute and 40 seconds, that Tempest Dragon is going to be game and it's going to be up for anyone to take.
If you see the Tempest Dragon, it's 50-50. There's all the gold lead, all the efforts you made just come into disappearance.
Yes, exactly. You're totally right about that. Right now we have dragons coming from middle and from top. It is the moment for SC to try to make the push. Look at that Atta being taken extremely low. It's not going to be enough. The Wild Blood is going to have to be proc to try to survive. Right now, Master Lupin is going to protect and control users.
I believe that says it. Musashi tried to take Fire Razor out, Zoyu out, but Zoyu used that orb to defend himself, and I think instant death of another and Lulu. That says it all. The game is going to end because they have 2 dragons getting in the base of Team Queso. I think that's going to be the end.
Musashi Miyamoto is going to die. Trumpe is going to die too as well. It's going to be 3 people from Team Queso. It's completely vanished from the map. It's not going to be enough as Shenmonsi is going to be pushed back to his troops. And it's going to be the dragon pushing in the crystal. Congratulations to Team Scars!
So finally, a team on blue side wins the game. So we have like two red side winners for the earlier previous two games. And in this game, I think Scars really demonstrate how patient they are, especially when they have a lot of a goal lead and have a lot of the advantages coming by their team fights as a reward.
We called it. We didn't want to get to 20 minutes for the Tempest Dragon. They knew that they needed to use these Shadow Overlord Vanguards to be able to push into the crystal to finish the game before the 20 minutes mark.
So nice job done by Scars. I was kind of worried if they really, stole the wave really fast.
So as usual, we're going to directly to the ban pick completed, and we'll see who is banned and who is picked, and then get into the game. The game is between Triumph Gaming and JNG Esports. It's not Z like Z, it's G for I'm not going to say the word gaming. So yeah, JNG Esports or GOG. Let's see. Okay, so who is banned and who is picked? So Sikimasha or that mage, I cannot really name it here. So that hero is banned, Beast is banned, and Eclipse is also banned. Dongwang now. Sunbin is also banned here from Genji Esports. G. Am I going to say something else? G is G, right? So not Z. Remember that. Okay. Now and Tribe Gaming. Tribe Gaming has Arlie and it's Fuji, right? Like similar to Omen in Arena of Valor. Fuji is banned. Marco Polo and also that Sling support hero that is also banned. All right. So who did that pick? Genji picked Lubu, Musashi, and Frost, and Ledison, and Lumber. And from Tribe Gaming, they picked that hero that is like Rizix, that support, that Stove here. Stove has picked that hero. And then there's Consort U. And this hero we haven't got in our Brazil server yet. Hope we'll get it soon and get accustomed with it. And let's see how he plays, and maybe we'll be able to recognize it. And there's this Kaiser and Kuan Yu. Let's see.
And make rotations to the bottom, trying to offering a lot of.
Let's say what I think. I am a bit dubious about how I'm going to judge it, because I don't know what this hero is. Depending on the others, 5 versus 4 is kind of difficult to guess who is going to win. But due to the mobility and the kind of versatility, I will go with Triumph Gaming. If they can play it out, I think they are going to be the favorite team for this match from my point of view, from the ban pick scenario. So let's get into
help and assistance to Lady Sun, and maybe he will succeed in doing that, because Yixing, I couldn't think of Yixing can possibly hold Zhao Jun on your cell phone. Usually we will direct and trying to change our.
I think there's been a
It also shows
Right game.
that
Easy. So
late game hero is that they can farm smoothly to their peaking time and period.
we're gonna need them to just take this slowly. If they have a late game composition, not allowing Tribe Gaming to have a very easy early game is gonna be vital for them. Now, GNG Esports is going to be taking the blue side, and Tribe Gaming is going to be taking the red side.
Let's see what happens on the top. I was in total excitement because I see MTS playing Guan Yu for the very first time.
Let's see that. It's going to be a 2v2 trading here at the beginning. It's going to be a 2v2 little brawl in between. Just being able to take control of that mid lane wave is extremely important for any player, for any team, any composition.
Yeah, and Consort Yu with the second ability can successfully dodge all the physical damage from their opponent. So when doing matchup with Lady Sun, one thing to make sure is that he reaches level 2 and have the second ability, and everything will.
We see there's a pause coming from looting. We're going to skip that part and go into fight again. Where does the fight start again? I think there's been a device issue. Okay, let's get into the fight. Where is the fight? How long did they wait? I don't know. this pretty lady, and then somehow he's talking about the game. Let's see if the game has.
Trying their best to go in there.
For
Our teams right now are just really trying their best to go in there.
Exactly.
Well, we are back to the game. Thank you very much for staying online with us. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but everything has been fixed. And right now, we can go back to the game between GreenLion Esports and Tribe Gaming.
And let's see how accurate the first ability from Consori managed to take the HP bar very low for Wei Lin, and one flicker, and which will be the flash, is being forced out.
Oh, look at that. Taking extremely low. Wei Lin completely dealing the aggression. It's gonna have to send Hitman back to his turret. Hitman using his ability to try to go invincible is not going to be enough for Wei Lin. It was really close to take first blood.
Wow, never expected the bottom line 1v1 versus matchups to be so fierce, right?
Yes, exactly.
A lot of things have happened down there.
Tribe Game, MTS, and Demon King pushed back all the way back to their turrets. As we can see, Sui just kind of like running around, checking if there's something to take from the other jungle. Nothing there? It's all right. I'll just wait in here in this bush.
So whenever you feel like engaging a team fight, you gathered in the mid, and that's a solution to everything.
That's a solution to everything. Whenever there's nothing for you to do in the jungle, just gather in mid, clean wave, move all together. The idea is that to make this a team sport. Gather all your forces and go everyone together for the objectives.
And right now, Tribe Gaming rushing to the bottom, trying to make something happen. But since Lady Sun have already cleaned the wave, so Tribe Gaming choose to start on this Tyrant.
Tribe Gaming is going to have priority on this Tyrant.
Yes.
Jin G's Faye trying to get the vision on what the HP is not going to be enough. Faye's taken extremely low.
Ooh.
The Winters here comes in.
Wow.
Musashi jumping in, taking a 1, taking a 2, and it's going to be.
I think that was a spectacular ultimate from Luwu. I think I can watch it a few more times. You see how they engaged here. And
This Tyrant,
Yes.
Jin G's Faye trying to get the vision on what the HP is not gonna be enough. Faye's taking extreme.
oh, sick. Sick. This is sick. All right, that slow motion was a bit,
And it's gonna be
ace.
4 people, 5 people. It's gonna be an ace for GNG Esports.
Beautiful demonstration of how combo chains can be displayed using all the ultimate. As I can recall, Zhao Jun's ultimate successfully slowed down 4 members, and the Fallen God from Lu will just make everything happen with a flicker, with an ultimate, with Lambo. Make every kill, every single kill, and nays over to Genji.
I love the way how Faye was critical for that fight to start. Because Faye's position is just allowing them to know how low is the HP of that Tyrant.
Wow.
Look at that. He knows that the Tyrant's gone and then immediately jumps in.
Beautiful play.
The Winters here completely chipping away the HP bars. The AoE was too much for TRB to take.
And another kill is being gained to the side of Genji. Illusion made that happen by getting the kill from Max Green. Max Green has been killed one more time at the mid lane.
One EC just being taken low so much right now. Hitman just being surrounded by everyone. Stoke's gonna come here to help him out.
I heard that Genji might be the best ones from all the teams, but I never expect them to play this kind of miraculously team fight.
That was such a quick ace, right?
Yes.
You're not expecting to see all 5 people just to die in one fight before the 5 minutes bar.
Really shows personal talents, right?
Exactly.
Individual talents.
And 2v2 little brawl right over here in bottom lane, as we can see Lumber protecting Lady Sun. Jinji is gonna try to invade, trying to take control of that blue buff. It's going to go for Miyamoto Musashi. Stove being taken extremely low, is gonna have to run away.
I think everything is gonna be falling apart to the side of Tribe Gaming because they have contributed an ace over to your enemy too early, so that they should, started to play passively, trying to earn some time.
Yes, exactly. Look at that. The Fallen God is going to come in, forcing the flash from Hitman that runs back to the bush. Can only see how the turret falls in front of his eyes.
You know, before this match even started, I personally prefer MTS to play this one really aggressively.
Yeah.
But JY really surprised me a lot.
Look at that. JY is all over the place. That man is forgot completely about his own lane, and he's the one just taking his team to make the rotations around the whole map.
And they appear in every map. They're appearing in every position. Once you have your buff spawning, we will be there, gathered as a group, 5 versus 1 or 2.
Oh, look at that. Musashi Miyamoto is going to lock on Guan Yu. Guan Yu is going to have to run away, and again, one more turret is going to fall.
Wow.
Blue team has destroyed a tower.
Blue team
For-
destroying that turret.
Yeah, 4,000 gold lead ahead, just within 6 minutes. This game will be extremely hard to handle for Tribe Gaming.
For Tribe Gaming, they just need to be able to stop right now this huge, gigantic snowball that
Yes.
Jinji has created. We're gonna see the whole Jinji's rhythm goes through those blue and red buff.
Wow, another kill gain here.
As the spawn is going to be one more time, it's going to be Time Trainer that is going to die this time. I don't think that Tribe Gaming has been able to collect even one of the 2 bots.
Yeah, that's what we call domination, right? Complete domination of the entire game and the map. I think right now Genji can choose wherever they want to go, invade in every aspect, every area they can possibly find on the map. So the dragons, both the dragons can belong to the side of Genji. They can basically make everything happen.
Exactly. Frozen Breath already for Chao Jun, right? Frozen Breath is going to be an interesting item, as whenever the Chao Jun is going to hit on any of the opponents, they're going to be slow.
I think these small things are the things that is making them lose the fight and not be able to take the advantage of the game. You can see here.
Frozen Breath already for Chao Jun, right? Frozen Breath is going to be an interesting item.
Maybe predictions are wrong.
Item.
He's using that before his movement, because if the support is going to move in that way, this hero can actually push him out. Also, maybe can fire out. So Genji, Tanko has got the ace, but I think there is possibility that he has been trying to can turn this around. Let's see how.
Whenever the Chao Jun is going to hit on any of the opponents, they're going to be slowed down a lot more.
And as we can see, the item spot by Consort Yu, a Starbreaker might not be sufficient. They need still like 5 more minutes.
Armor Pierce is not going to be the solution right now.
Yes.
Because you're not being able to go through anyone. So that Armor Pierce on its own, it's not going to be enough.
Wow, another vision hiding
Look at the
very
position.
deep down there.
Look at the position from
Yes.
Miyamoto Musashi. He's
Yeah.
waiting for the right moment. He's gonna jump in, proc his ult. He's going to be able to take on one. The Frozen, the Winters here comes in. He's gonna take on Kai. Kai's not gonna be able to proc his ult. One dead right at the end. Tai Trainer thought that he was gonna be able to escape. And it's going to be one more kill for Lady Sun.
Another amazing display with their combo chains. Each ultimate successfully just keeps Tribe Gaming away from their own turrets. And the only option they got is just the letting go of the turrets and towers.
Look at that, the blue buff spawns and Jinji Esports already in there. Look at that, Concert View is
Guan
gonna
Yu.
be taken extremely low. Easing with 1 and 2 and 3 kills for Lady Sun. It's a triple kill.
I think our game will be ended shortly because this Lady Sun, this Miyamoto Musashi, this Weibo is becoming invincible right now.
They are enormous right now. There's nothing that they can do. Wheelin is just going around doing anything he wants. Look at the
Even though-
replay right over there.
Yes, we
Lady
can-
Sun in the 1v1 against EC.
Wow.
Does not care about anything, runs away, moves around, creates the distance enough just to keep dealing damage again and again and again.
The damage from Lady Sun basically melting every single character they saw. MTS is trying his best to do a little damage.
Look at that!
No, nothing happened down there.
Taking the damage from the turret, they do not care. It's going to be one more people that is going to die. Taking everyone extremely low, tighter and try to escape one more time.
This is just the same script in every single fight as Ladison takes one more kill.
The gold gap is enormous. I think Genji is ready to end this battle before 10 minutes.
Everyone is just completely being disintegrated in front of this marksman. Ladison, Wailing just showing a great display of technique, a great display of mechanics.
So in Honor of Kings, we actually refers to 10 minutes in like using a phrase mid-game.
Yes.
But if you gain almost over 10,000 gold lead in mid-game, there's no way you're gonna be defeated for this single fight.
There is no way that you can be defeated. The things are looking very, very bad for Tribe Gaming one more time. The only thing that they can hope for right now is going to be expecting for a G&G huge mistake that could show them a little bit of the hope.
You know, one hopeless thing is that you have to rely on your opponents making mistakes so that it comes to you as your
opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yes. That's the word that you were looking for.
Yeah.
And what they're looking for is an opportunity to actually turn things around. But
It's
look
very
at that.
hard to find.
Genji is just so solid, collecting the Overlord, collecting the Tyrant, trying to take everything. MTS took that red buff. Well done.
So you see, that's where I differ from the mindset from Tribe Gaming. I know they are already, like 10k, 11k gold behind from the opponent, but not even trying, not even getting the vision. I mean, come on, you gotta at least try. You gotta at least, take something out of it. They could have positioned themselves better, when they see that this tyrant has been taken. So tyrant has been taken when? Here. So tyrant has been taken. So
Huge mistake that could show them a little bit of the hope.
You know, one hopeless thing is that you have to rely on your opponents making mistakes so that it comes to you as your
Opportunity.
opportunity.
Yes. That's the word that you were looking for.
Yeah.
And
just so much behind in goal. You have to take chances. You have to find a way out to take the game, in a different way than the way it is going. So you got nothing to lose. What are you so scared of, right? But you have to do it, in a calculative way. As you already lost 5 of your teammates, or 5 kills you've given to the opponent in an early game. So you gotta think and you gotta take your steps very carefully so that the opponent rethinks about dominating you, like Lubu is doing here. Lubu is creating opportunities. He's just bullying the opponent. Tribe Gaming is being bullied by Lubu here. I think at this point they're here. All of them just going back is a bit of a mistake. There could have been a chance, could have been an opportunity to make something different out of this game. So I don't know.
So
for is an opportunity to take everything. MTS took that red buff. Well done.
gaining something back to his team. But the Shadow Vanguards are being released, and let's see what route they choose on the bottom, because clear move, because bottom we still have a high ground tower.
Bottom lane is the only thing standing in between G&G Esports and their win, their first victory in this game, and there's gonna be the second defeat for Tribe Gaming. They cannot take this. Hitman taking extreme luck. He's gonna proc his flash. It's not gonna be enough as Lupu is just splitting everyone in half. Tyrant is gonna have to proc his ult to try to revive himself as he sees the turret fall down. MTS is running away, trying to go and try to get a little bit more of HP. The crystal is being taken extremely low, and it's going to be game for G&G Esports.
So quick, like electricity. Finished the game within 12 minutes, 11 minutes and 40 seconds it is. I have a clear vision on that, and let's see how aggressive, how dominating Genji is. Actually, I can personally name them as a #1 in today's match.
A lot of points that to be taken into account. So if there were like 1 or 2 and we could just point them out, so that could have been better, but let's see how
He's gonna have priority on this tyrant.
Gaming choose to start on this tyrant.
Tribe Gaming,
Don't have already cleaned the wave, so Tribe Gaming choose to start on this tyrant.
Tribe Gaming is gonna have priority on this tyrant.
Yes.
Jim G's Faye trying to get the vision on what the HP is not gonna be enough. Faye's taken extremely low. The Winters here comes in.
Wow.
Musashi jumping in, taking on 1, taking on 2, and it's gonna be
42nd.
the game went downhill from them. So let's move on to the next match, I guess. Listen to the
Perfect. Every single fight we saw those two.
is completed.
these teams.
And we're going to see who is banned and who is picked. So for this video, until they have they release KIC version in Brazil server or China server or in our Southeast Asia server, we're going to call this hero KIC. And this is early, this is my journey, and this is Frost. These are banned from Team Flying Bear. We watched the match earlier, and the Impunity we haven't watched it, I think, yet. So let's see. There is Dark Xiao, Musashi, and this hero we don't know. This is Ata. They are banned from Impunity team. And there is Yui is the player's name. They picked Lian Po, and Yuhui picked Lam. Tony picked Skimasha or something. This hero. So, and there's Lady Sun and Sunbeam. And from Impunity, the tank is Beast. Marco Polo combining with that, and Fire Razor or Zoyu, the way you say it. Anyway, there's Kaiser. I think Kaiser is going for the jungling, and there's Superman. Okay, it's a Guan Yu in here.
Love to fight, so probably that's the reason.
And if I say about anything about the team combination, if the fight and poking is on point and Beast can actually do his job properly, and Guan Yu can position himself and come in for the massive damage and pushing and pulling, Impunity has a better chance of winning the game. Although Sunbeam has the slow, Lianpo has the knock up and huge damage, and Lam is there always chipping away at the marksman and mage. There's not huge CC coming from Impunity, so Lianpo is going to be a very difficult opponent hero for Impunity to deal with. Let's see, it depends upon the marksman and mage how they save themselves from the attacks and aggressors of Lianpo, and the high damage coming in from their mage and marksman, Lady Sun and the other mage, this Sikimasha or something. So let's see how
Why they chose that Lianpo, but you just mentioned something. That Xiao Tuan against Guan Yu at the beginning of the game, it's a 9-1. It's a 90% winning for Xiao Tuan.
So I think from my own perspective, if Impunity really want to win this game, they've given up every single priority on each lane.
True.
So the best solution is that they will work a really good pair when it comes to Guan Yu and Kai duel. So a nice initiation, a nice time and place to do the team fights may be their own way out.
So their timing, are you mentioning? Just
Yes.
like the timing of which fights to take and how to start them, how to follow them. They're not giving themselves any space for error. They have no space for any mistake. If they want to win this game, they're gonna have to play a spotless first 6 minutes.
I have to say it one more time. It's a game of giving and losing. So you either choose one and lost one. You cannot have both.
Yeah.
So if you choose to engage into team fight, you have to accept the fact that you're gonna be facing a lot of pressure during the matchup phase.
All right, let's see as Nianyu and Megumi are gonna take 2 smites for Team Impunity. Impunity is going to take double smite that we were just talking about right before this match, right? So it means that Kai and Tranfei are going to try to invade
a very, very dangerous decision when you have Lamb on the other end.
Yep, so let's see the first round of the jungles, whether the jungler can farm up safely and trying to gain the first blood over to their team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 5 of our wildcard qualifiers, Day 1 between Impunity Esports and Team Flying Bear. I'm your caster, Isaac Peña Mule, and with me...
Tian Yuing here.
Yes, Tian Yuing here with me. Let's see, it's going to be a 3v2.
Oh, I love the idea that they're putting Guan Yu ahead in the mid, trying to gain in vision in case of some invasion here from their enemies. Nice planning there.
Nice planning. Look at that Kai being extremely aggressive. How he's going to try to go and control on that blue buff.
Oh.
Successfully taking it and slowing down Lamb. What is Lamb going to do as a response to that?
I think it will be too late trying to take your enemy's buff instead. So maybe just cost the price of losing the very first blue buff instead.
Well, just taking that L right over there, but it should have been something different. Look at that Guan Yu coming in, putting some pressure right over there on Marco. Marco's taking extremely low.
You know,
he's gonna have to go back home and to get back his HP.
The whole designing of what just happened, the whole 1 minute designing shows up what Xiaoqi really helps Impunity to do. So make an invasion to the blue and quickly shift back to the river and trying to make sure that Guan Yu have the vision in the river and have the smite on his hand so that Lan cannot exchange the blue buff.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be Kai that is going to make it first to level 4. And right now, Lamb can do nothing but just try to take on that wave and those minions from Lian Po.
You know, the next important thing is that whether they can try to invade again when the next blue buff will be spawning. So you have to accumulate your invasion so that invasion really meant something, right?
That is true, because right now they have control over the timing for the respawn for that blue buff.
Yes. They have the time. Just a slight calculation, they will know the exact
Look at
right
that,
moment.
Kai proccing his ult extremely dangerous, taking away Shenmongxi. That evaporated in front of his eyes. First blood goes to Impunity.
You know, by simply watching, casting the single match, I saw a lot of KPL style of strategies being displayed. From the side of Impunity.
That's the good thing when you have a very experienced coach, like what you have in Xiaoqi X7, right? They tried to control that blue buff, but Yu Hui was very able to just proc his might in the right moment to control that blue.
Nice gathering right there, protecting the blue buff together with Yu Hui trying to gain this blue buff back to their side. But nice play, the movement, the decisiveness, the moment they're trying to do invade is the correct moment, right?
Look at the rhythm. It's again 5 people from the red team just trying to control on that red buff. They're going to be successful. Megumi is going to collect on that one. That slows down Lamb a lot. We know that Lamb is a very dangerous assassin, but with no items, his damage might not be enough to slow someone down.
Impunity was just doing what we talked about during the draft stage, right? You have to give up the priority on the top so that you made invasion, you made outnumbering team fights in the jungle so that you can win the team fight and actually take something back in return.
Look at that. Asing is going to be completely pushed into this turret. He doesn't know how to clean that wave. He knew that Lamb was waiting for him in the bush.
You know, one more thing is that we actually see this Zhou Yu moving constantly to the bottom, trying to help Marco Polo doing matchup with Lady Sun.
And that's important. Like if you have a hero that like Zhou Yu that can clean waves so quickly, you want him to be moving bottom lane and top lane, both places all the time.
Yeah, ultimate being used by Zhang Fei, trying to gain this wave priority and trying to shred this outer one turret in bottom to a very low.
Look at that, Lamb is being surrounded by 3 people. Lian Po is going to try to help. It's not going to be enough. Lamb is going to go gray screen. Now Lian Po is going to try to survive. It's not going to be enough. As
Wait a minute. What was that?
The time.
Yeah, ultimate being used by Zhang Fei, trying to gain this wave priority and trying to shred this outer one turret in bottom.
Wait a minute, casters. Let me talk. So, they did not do anything. He used his ultimate, wasted it, trying to invade here. Then, there goes the fight in top lane. Top lane here. Lam is in shambles here, and Lian Po just trying to get the kill of Fire Razor here, getting knocked up by Kai and burned down by Fire Razor. So, oh my god, that was a very, very, useless attack, I could say. TFB didn't do really well there.
One more kill. 2-0 trade.
With only a cost of 2 common skills, another invasion is here by Kai.
They have complete control over the time of the game.
Yes.
We talked about the spotless first 6 minutes, and by now they've had spotless 4.5. Let's see if they can keep doing this, because they have already a 2,500 gold difference.
Very consistent calculation of the spawning time of each buffs. No matter what color it is, the blue, the red, all goes to the pocket and impunity team.
I like how decisive they were right over there, right? Like they did not take the bait that Lian Po wanted to save, Lian Po wanted to save Lamb. They were decisive on the fact that they wanted to kill Lamb first.
Yep.
No one attacked Lian Po, and then after that, they came in and take Lian Po for a 2-0 trade.
That's what we call, they're sharing the same channel. They're
Yes.
on the same chapter, right? They know exactly what they want to do as a team. So they make invasion, they choose the best thing for them. And this show you, I really want to mention here, X Hero plays really well. Every single time we can see a flame is out there before the team
been
fight
taken
even starts.
extremely low.
Kill
It's
and
going to
spree.
be not going to be enough, as they took turret damage, but they're not going to fall. Lian Po jumps in, uses his flash. It's going to take control. You 1 kill down, but Lian Po is going to have to pay with his life. He
Double
tried to survive. It's not enough. It's a 3-1 trade for impunity.
Yeah, it's already like 4,000 gold lead. I think impunity is really making something happen right now. This is one of the plays that we've seen today,
Yep.
where you can see so clearly what strategy they want to play, which kind of direction they choose to invade.
I love the way that X7, CLC, and Impunity are just showing us that it's not about the heroes that you pick, it's about the way that you play them. If you are able just to come in and just follow one strategy and then everyone together, look at Kai taking the ladies extremely low, he's gonna take some turret damage, gonna have to push back. Shenmongxi is gonna go and leave the game. Same as Sun Bin is gonna fall as well. It's going to be a 2-0 trade for Impunity. Now they have a green light to come and take these turrets.
I think Impunity is really feeling themselves right now as they're turning to the second tier 2 turrets on the bottom, even though the minion will be deducted in the moving speed, but I don't think it will be a big question to Team Impunity, because they're waiting for the right
Look at
moment,
that.
waiting for the dragon to spawn.
Marco Polo just taking Yuhui extremely low. Who's the
Well, they
assassin
get
right
the
now? You
solo
tell
kill.
me. I chase you. Give me your life. It's gonna be 1 more kill for Impunity.
There's nowhere to go for Yuhui, even though this meta pick of Lan, this jungler is being selected, but we all know jungler needs jungle to farm up, but definitely I think their enemy's Impunity team here is leaving him no choices, nothing in the jungle.
Nothing they can do. No jungle, no objectives in the river.
5K
They took
versus
the
3K.
Tyrant, they took the Overlord. They snowballed into right now an 8,000 gold lead.
Lan only got like over 3,000 gold, and that's not enough to turn this tie around.
That's not enough. They're gonna use Disrupt to try to protect this turret, but that turret is gonna go halfway through. The HP bar looking unhealthy.
It cost only 8 minutes for Impunity to take down all the outer turrets, right?
All the outer turrets are gone. Only
Remaining
the high ground is
towers.
standing in between them and the
Wow.
crystal. One you going in, it's going to try to survive. It's not going to be enough, as he took so much turret damage. They were unable to take on that. Guan Yu's going to have to pay with his life. Marco Polo proxies all tried to run away from Yuhui. Kai pushing everyone behind. Lian Po that is going to proc his ult, but his teammates are not going to be able to follow in with the damage.
Following up, well, it'd be enough, but unfortunately not enough crowd control abilities to trying to, stay and remain.
Try stay and remain in the game, but look at that. TFB is going to take this red buff that they haven't been able to collect in a while.
The team fight, what's just happened is that Impunity may be spending a lot of too much time on trying to take down this high ground tower, even though they have lost one member before the team fight even began. So it's like 5 versus 4 in favor of TFE.
It's going to take them too long time, right? Like right now, what they need to do, there's 27 seconds for the Overlord just to spawn, and it's going to allow them just to have that last push that they might need to start taking those high ground turrets down.
As we can see, Zhang Fei is trying to accumulate the anchor, trying to gaining the ultimate, initiating to another team fight.
Zhang Fei's ultimate is not ready yet. He's gonna need a couple seconds more before he can pull in one of those crazy wild bloods.
Ultimate from Shenmeng, she managed to clean the wave so difficultly.
It's just
the stress.
tough.
The stress.
It is tough for them, right? Like you're receiving so much damage from everywhere. Like right now, Impunity is just taking control of all the objectives. Look at that. That Shadow Tyrant is gonna go for Kai at the same time that they're taking on the Shadow Overlord.
Look at the positioning of Guan Yu, Ashing. Wow. Finds 5 enemies right down in the mid.
I know, right? Like that Guan Yu just kind of like making them understand, you know what? Like, you don't push forward. I'm still here. If you push forward, I'm gonna take you.
Yes.
That's the one thing that we're talking about playing Guan Yu, right? Like the positioning in the map becomes way more important than the mechanics of the hero.
Yeah, you have to, insert constant threats to your enemies without even touching them, without even getting closer to them. Being there will be a threat.
Just being there is going to be a threat right now. We know that Zhang Fei's ult is ready to proc, as we see right now the dragon coming in already, taking that turret extremely low. Zhang Fei jumps in, the wild blood is proc. The turret is not gonna be able to be taken down because of the disrupt. The one on top lane is going to fall. Right now we have a dragon just spawned in the mid lane. That mid lane turret is not gonna be able to survive as well.
Just see how fast this Marco Polo together with Joey tearing down the high ground tower in the mid, and another Shadow Tyrant. The Vanguard might be spawned in the mid. Well, this will be the end of this game.
Look at Lamb trying to come in from behind. Is not gonna be enough as they just completely spawn him. Just comment over there. The Razor Cavalry comes from behind. Guan Yu pushing in, pushing 2, pushing 3. It's going to be an ace. And Impunity Esports is going to parade, pushing the crystal. Congratulations on their first victory.
So from the very lasting fight, it will be a 1-4-5 team fight in favor for Impunity. So very good performance, as this will be the very first match of their tournament. I think we can pretty much see everything they want to do, calculating the spawning time of the buffs, invading in every single jungle as they can, even though when doing matchup, the composition might face a little bit difficulties, but they managed to turn this around by changing the complete composition into a fully engaging, committing team fight composition. I love the idea of this.
We were understanding a lot the decisions that they were taken by the coaches during the BP. But then after we see the composition and the game and the coordination between the players, it was just an amazing show of not only mechanics, but strategy. The strategy pulled in there, the timings of the game, exquisite.
Yeah, so from the side of Team Flying Bear, I think they spend a long time figuring out what they should do during the game. They actually facing quite a dilemma here. I can see that they wanted to go out, fighting for more, gaining the vision, and trying to fight for the dragons, but nothing had happened because they have a single side of Guan Yu they choose to retrieve back.
Yeah, you see, like that's the way that we want to see Guan Yu being used, right? Like it was such a vital hero. Just not only just pushing people, not only engaging into the fights,
just to know the presence of Guan Yu can be right behind you, it just gives you that pressure, that psychological pressure that when you try to push forward, you always need to be looking over your shoulder because you never know when there's going to be a
That Guan Yu is going to say, "Why won't Hinderu?" And you're going to say, "Nani?"
warrior just coming from behind.
You know, one weakness from Team Flying Bear's composition is that they choose Sun Bin as their support. So Sun Bin is quite weak, especially in the early game, because the vulnerability should be one element you should consider.
And it cannot provide any vision, right?
Yes.
Cannot provide any vision. Sun Bin is a very late game hero.
Yes.
Of course, after 20 minutes, the fact that you have a Sun Bin is completely an ace for your team, right?
Change the entire team, right?
Can you make it to 20 minutes with no vision at all? That's something that they need to rethink a little bit more.
Yeah, so obviously during the BP stage, the coach actually communicate with their team members what are the weakness of their enemies, what they can do more and be good at. So choose mites, get in the jungle, do an invasion.
With this game, I would like to close today's live stream. And after that, we're going to, review the rest of the matches tomorrow. Get back to us on the same channel again, and we'll be reviewing the other matches. Best of luck. Enjoy the reviews. Enjoy the game, and hopefully we'll enjoy the game in Southeast Asia server. Goodbye.
Congratulations, Sun.
Exactly.
First time ever.
I believe that Marco Polo, as we can see right now, it was the most crucial hero in that combo, and that's why Flower is going to be taking the MVP.
A 503 KDA, getting 5 kills without being even killed for once. Good one, good one.
Well done, Flower.
Well
that was
played.
really nice. That was really nice to see. We saw a couple moments in there where Flower just was like really showing us all the experience that he got from his time while being an EMC player.
Yes. So I think Flower really shows and demonstrates how flexible this Marco Polo can be. So from the obvious, previous matches, Marco Polo were kind of facing a lot difficulty during the matchup point. But as you can see, if you got gold, if you have some gold lead against your enemy, Marco Polo with 2 dash, with 1 purity ahead of him, he can be wherever he wants and engage into any kind of team fights because he will be safe on his own.
We talked a lot about the experience and how those players need to take that experience and transform it into victories. Flower just showing to us what an experienced player needs to do. Flower was part of EMC during those previous tournaments, and he comes in today and he's just being critical, a critical piece for the victory of Impunity Esports.
Some team data being shown here. Sun Bin with 100% of team fights rate, participating in every single team fight, but unfortunately they should, buy themselves a little more time to the late game.
But it was like 100% team fight participation, but you're not able to actually be a power player. You're not being able to have a positive impact on the fight. Sun Bin was just like with one hand in the back, trying its best in a composition that was not made for him.
Yeah, so after this fierce battle, we had the opportunity to do a little bit interview with Flower, and let's take some time to connect with Flower.